Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be looking at the Kershaw Scallion. This is a fun little knife. It's spring assisted and there's not a whole lot to it, but it's just very fun to fidget with. So right now I have it locked, this tiny little thing on the bottom at the base of the blade by the landing hole. You just gotta slide it down and you can either use the flipper or you can use the thumb studs. The flipper is much more fun, but personal preference. So this guy is a tiny little knife. Definitely, I've kept it just for the fidget factor. It's very, very satisfying. You know, you ever need somebody that needs to borrow a knife, you know, just kind of give them this one because this guy runs at $47. So in the grand scheme of things, that's pretty cheap. It does have the, I think it's a Ken Onion design. Ken Onion, sorry. Maybe not, but no, yeah, it is Ken Onion. I know just because of his scallop serrations. I have in my, what was it? I think it's the ZT-0350. It's also a Ken Onion design, and it had scallop serrations, so I kind of talked about them in that video and how they look cool, but they're not very functional because while they are sharpened, they're just little mounds. They don't have any points really for sharp cutting, and also there's basically no way to sharpen them, so they kind of suck. But for this little guy, emphasis on the little. Overall length is 5.8 inches, so blade is 2.5 with handle being 3.5. Spring assisted. Very the flipper. I think the flipper design is very nice on this knife. You can see it's the overall curvature of the knife, and then there's this like a big cutout at the back where you'd think there'd be kind of a straight edge or something, and the flipper tab just kind of molds out of there, and then when the blade is open, you get some jimping back here on the thumb ramp for your thumb, so it gives it a good grip while the flipper acts as a nice guard with its own jimping to stop your pointer finger from moving up too far. Blade steel on this guy is 420 HC, so pretty crappy. And as you can see, it's got some spots on it. I think they're rust spots. Honestly, not sure. I don't use this knife anymore. Yeah, there's a nice rust spot right there. But it was fun to carry. Just kind of a nice little thing to play around with, never to use. Centering's not great. Pocket clip is nice and big for how small the knife is, and the safety I really appreciate because this guy is very snappy, and I bet if I just, well, I was gonna say I bet if I dropped it would pop open, but you know, it's always nice to have little safety features on these kind of knives so you don't reach into your pocket, pull it out, and it ends up slicing your finger open. But this guy, he only weighs 2.7 ounces, so he weighs basically what you'd think. The scales here are the GFN glass-filled nylon, which is used by a lot of companies. Benchmade uses it, or at least they used to. I think they switched to a new scale type for like the Griptilian and stuff, but there's really not a whole lot to it. Definitely more of just fidget factor, fun stuff to play around with. I think they make it in a handful of colors too, so whatever color you think you'd like. I also like how the curvature of the blade and the spine of the blade kind of blends in perfectly with the top of the knife. And thumb studs, I think, also act as stop pin. So, but yeah, not a whole lot. We can do a quick size comparison here with the usual Benchmade 940. You can see it just absolutely dwarfs it. Same with the Spyderco, the Paramilitary 2, excuse me. So they're it's a very small knife. I think they make it in pink, so it makes sense because this is you could easily put this in your purse if your female's carrying it. Could be a gift for girlfriend, daughter, wife, sister. Anybody who maybe doesn't have a knife and has asked about one, or if you are like me and the resident knife nut in your circle of associates, so could be a good little recommendation. It's cheap, easy to use, nice and small, concealable. So yeah, not a great knife, not one that I would fight to hold on to if push came to shove, but for the money, it's a good fidget thing, and maybe for a good starting knife. So this has been the Kershaw Scallion.